Next up in the workshop, we paint for the Emperor. Hey guys, welcome to the workshop. Today I am going to talk about something that is absolutely a passion of mine. Something that I absolutely love, that I've spent a lot of time painting up. And that is Citadel miniatures for Games Workshop's games, both Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000, and I've dabbled in some of their other games like Kill Team and Warcry. What was Imperialis? Aeronautica Imperialis. That's the name of the game. So I've done a few, things. But what I have today is actually something really neat. I've never had it before. I've never bothered to really look into it because I just kind of jumped in with both feet. And that was their starter painting kits. Again, I never really looked into them because I went to my local Games Workshop store. So shout out to Games Workshop at Kingsway Garden Mall. You guys have been my store for 23 years now. I started 24 years, coming up 24 years. I started painting in 2000, and it's all your guys' fault. But thank you. It's been an amazing hobby for myself, but yeah, it's nothing that I've really looked into. It's not something that I bothered to look into. I mean, if you kind of look at my studio, you can see that I've got wall. Anyway, I got a wall of their paint, and I've got other people's paints off to another side, and I've got other people's paints off to another side, and it's, I've just done lots and lots and lots with Games Workshop. Now it's my pleasure. Let's try and fix the camera again. Anyway, it's actually my pleasure to finally look at a starter paint kit. So thank you, GW, for giving me one of these. It came through my manager, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. So today we are going to look at the Warhammer 40,000 painting starter kit, and it has the Infernus Marines plus paints. So it's for the Space Marine faction from Warhammer 40,000. It comes with 3 Marines and 6 paints. And let's see some of the stuff here. It says absolutely nothing in English that I can read on the outside, so that means it's probably on the inside. Now it does say that tools are required, there are no glue, and it's push fit, so they're easy to build, which is nice. As your first miniatures, is really, really nice, but it does tell you that extra tools are required. You know, like side steps, files, whatever you may have. And then right on the back of the box is the instructions on building the Marines with part numbers. So all you have to do is take the part numbers, clip them off the sprue, push it together, and you have your Marine. All right. So as you can see, I have already opened it because I was excited to see what was inside. But let's take a look for everybody else what's inside. Right there. Pull it out. See sprue and 6 paints. Oh, and it even comes with a brush, because, you know, you got to do something. So this is a starter brush from Citadel Paints. So we're going to just put this off to the side for the moment. Here's the sprue of unbuilt Marines. You can see that there are holes where there were pieces, and you'll understand why in a second. And there are 2 other Marines on here, and we are going to build one fresh off the sprue. So we're just going to put that aside for a second. And we have 6 paints to paint with. We have, let's see. We have Agrax Earthshade, so we have a wash. That's pretty cool. These are in there pretty good. Technical Armageddon Dust. Boom. Balthazar Gold. McCraig Blue. Corax White. And finally, Abaddon Black, or if you're English, Abaddon. Well, if you're English, it's Abaddon. Everywhere else, it's probably Abaddon. And they are slightly smaller. I don't know. They're about the right size. They're about the same size, actually. So you get 6 fall size. The only one that's a little smaller is the Agrax Earthshade. Because even though they're different color, here. There you go. You can see that that's a little bigger. So that one that comes in the starter set is a little smaller. But that's alright. So we have 2 bases. There are 3. There were 3. And 3 Space Marines. Take that. Put that out of the way. On the back of the box, there are instructions on how to build them. So we're going to build them. Alright, so I need 8, 9, 10, and 11. So one of the tools that they they said the tools are required. One of the tools that they say is side cutter. Now this is the older model. They have a newer model. I don't have that one yet. That's okay. So 8 is the head. 10 is one of the legs. Oh, bounced and right into the crook of my arm. Yay! We need 9, which is the main body. Now I'm clipping pretty close to the body. You can clip a little bit farther out if you'd like, and then take it off with a hobby knife if you want. Alright, and then the last part that we need is 11, which is the back of the body. There we go. So there's the first step. We got parts 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we take part 11. We'll take 9, and we put 11 with 9, and it's all just push fit, so there's no glue needed. Take 10. You can see they have these awesome little kind of nubs right here, and all you have to do is just, you know, if you have the dexterity, which apparently I do not today, then that's okay. All you have to do is just fit it into the hole and push it as far as it'll go. And there's part of the Space Marine right there. Take part number 11, push it together, and now you have an armless Space Marine. Alright, well, let's see what the box says. The box says that we now need parts 12 and 13. So, we look on our sprue, and we look for part 12. Cut it out. Again, using our side cutters. And we use 13. And they go on to the nubs where the arms would go. Oh, these guys are quite easy to put together, and they're not, they're not floppy. They're not. Doesn't look like they're gonna fall apart at all, which is nice. Now, you can kind of see that there's a little bit of extra plastic in there. You can take a hobby knife. Again, it's one of the tools that are not included in the painting kit. You can kind of scrape them off. Make it a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. There we are. Alright, and the last part that we need for this guy is part number 14. Which is his backpack. And boom, just like that, you'll have one Infernus Space Marine. Oh, and I apparently already have modeler's hands, and we're just going to drop everything everywhere. Now, they have molded symbols onto the shoulder pads for you to paint. But if you don't need those, you can use the hobby knife, or you can use a file and you can scrape them off. Now, where the base has a hole in it right there. The Space Marine has a peg on his foot right there. So all you do is fit him in there, kind of twist him so that he sits nicely on the base, and you have a Space Marine that is ready for paint. So we just go ahead and build the other guy. Then I have all three. Alright, so this one we need 15, 16, and 17. It's pretty much all the pieces that are left. So 15. 16. $17. We'll stop right there. We'll push his peg into that hole. There. And 17. It's pushed into 16. There. Okay. And they say that we need 20 and 19 and 20. $19. $20. Alright, 18, which is the final piece. As you can see, there is nothing left. So 18, the last piece, is the backpack. There you go. And take the sprue and you can put it in your recycling. Matter of fact, the box, the insert, and the sprue, everything can be put into recycling. Take your tools, put them off to the side where you don't need them anymore. Last part to go on. The backpack. Take a moment with your hobby knife to clean up what they call flash. If you're a youngin', you can get your parents to help you out with this. Do not play with anything that is sharp. Because you are at a very, very high risk of cutting yourself. take that last base. It's being a very uncooperative base for me right at the moment. There we go. Set him on his base. Boom. There you are. 2 fully assembled Space Marines. I know the box says it comes with 3. We'll find out why we only have 2 in a second. But we have 2 fully assembled Space Marines, and they are ready to be painted. Now, this is where we find out why I've only got 2 guys. You can paint them straight on the bare plastic. You can do that. That's fine. But what I really recommend is taking a primer of some kind. White, gray, black, doesn't matter. Gold even doesn't matter. What it does is it adheres to the surface of the plastic, and it gives something for the paint to adhere to. You can see that it adheres to me quite well. I got, here. So, not only does the primer do very well adhering to the miniature, like I said, as you can see, it adheres to me quite well. So, what I did before is I opened the box, took a look in it, because I was excited to see what was in it, and I knew that I needed to prime one of the miniatures ahead of time. So here he is. He's all primed. I like to use black, but don't be put off by using other colors. They'll all give you different effects. Now, one of the nice things that I like about push together miniatures is that sometimes they can come apart, or they can come back apart. Especially like the backpack. If I can, I'd really like for the weapon to come off. There we go. So now we've taken the weapon off, we've taken the backpack off. It allows you to get into the details that you wouldn't be able to if those were there. Now, you can paint them. I mean, you can paint them all put together if you want, and those details are, if they're hidden, you're not going to be able to see them. But if you even can see a little bit of them, I like to try and paint them. So, let us use the paints that come in the kit. So what we're going to try and do is replicate this. and here. So he is going to be an ultramarine. And we are going to do our best. So we are going to start with the McCraig blue. Once again, I highly recommend shaking your paints. Get them all nice and mixed. There we are. And we're going to use just the starter brush, because that's the one that comes in the kit. Huh, it's got a decent point on it. Let's see how much I can destroy it in the next little while. Alright, so pretty much everything is blue. Doesn't matter where you start. Everything is blue. Right now, neatness counts for nothing. Get the blue into every nook and cranny. Remember, this is only a starter kit, so it's got a limited amount of paint, and it's not going to give you everything to do everything. So yeah, at this time, don't worry about it. Just go for broke. Paint everything you see blue. I mean, if you want to avoid the eagle, go ahead. You want to try and avoid the pouches on the belt. That's okay too. And these guys that you get in the kit are what we call a monopose. You can only put them together in one very, very particular way. And that's it. There's no options. You know, they have their weapon. They have the way they sit, the way they're posed. That's it. Or some of the other kits are, at least they have, weapon choices or slight choices of how you can put different selection of arms together. We'll be going over and cleaning up details later on. So again, with this base coat, just have at her. Don't worry about being neat. It doesn't mean that you should just glop the paint on either. But you don't have to be, neat about it. Neatness will start counting in the next upcoming colors. There we are. The main body of the Space Marine is pretty much done, but we still have more to do. We have the backpack, which again, just paint the whole thing blue. The only part that I'm not painting blue on this is the vents underneath. Here. There. And the one on the other side. Everything else, though, it's gonna be blue. There we are. Go to the weapon. The hands are left on it. So we take a look. There the hands are. I'll find out where. There the blue goes on the gun. There we go. And that, my friends, is all of the blue for Space Marine. Put that off to the side. Because if we make a mess or we make a slight mistake with one of the other colors, we can bring the blue back and fix it up. Alright, so what's next? Let's do the Balthazar gold. So we have the rim of the shoulder pad. Oops, there we go. Ha ha ha. You know, I thought I had it. I didn't. Alright, so the next color up, we are going to do Balthazar gold. So it's the front of the flamethrower, the fuel canister, dial, looks like chest eagle, and the rim of the shoulder pads. Alright. Well, what we're going to do is we're actually going to substitute the unopened Balthazar gold for my Balthazar gold. Same color, kind of. We're going to use theirs. There we are. Alright, let's start with the weapon. So they say the canister, now you can go all the way around if you want, but you're definitely not going to see the gold in the back because it's right against the marine. But that's okay. It's your miniature. Okay. Next up, they say it's the dial thing, which is right here. And then the whole front of the weapon, which is this part right here where all the holes are. If you can, try and get it so that the paint doesn't go into the holes. But if it goes in, it goes in. We have a way to fix it later. I'd also say that this should be done too. There we are. And that's it for the gun right now. So we are going to go on to the Marine. And we are going to do the rim of the shoulder pad. We're going to be nice and easy about it. There we are. Now, I've got a little bit of gold on places where gold shouldn't be. And then, like I said, just go back to the blue. Give it some quick touch-ups. and you're good to go. So there's the gold on the rims of the shoulder pads. Last thing to do with the Bath Desert Gold at the moment is the chest eagle. And this is where neatness counts. But again, if you have an accident, it's really not that big of a deal. Let's go back to the other color. And there we are. It's looking pretty darn good. Well, we've gone through two of the 6 colors. And we still have a little ways to go. But we are going to stop here for today. And we will pick it up next time. Again, we are still going to be using only what the kit gives us. Alright, there we are. And that is a great start on our Marine. As if we still have a ways to go yet. But, you know, in the meantime, stay safe, be safe, most of all, paint safe, as in don't drink the water. And we'll see you next time in the workshop.